carrier.
Liverpool versus everybody. Just here to do a build-up, and we have a special guest today, my man JAMZ. JAMZ, what's up, bro? How you feeling?
I'm all good, bro. How are you?
Good. So, I played that little clip for a lot of reasons. One, I think there's a lot of panic within the fan base, just based on being Liverpool fans. You know, we can tend to be a little negative sometimes, and I think there's a bit of kind of some spookiness about this game, based on what Roma was able to do to Barcelona, and just Liverpool, all these things that are happening at wrong times, injuries, assistant coaches is leaving for the rest of the season. Give me some of your feelings going into this game and your confidence level.
My thoughts are, well, first of all, I think the fans need to be very careful going across to Rome. I was at the first leg, and a lot of their fans were quite hostile towards us. The weapons that they brought along to the game, the belts and all of that, not good. So I think that's number one. I'm just going to close the door, okay, just to stop the noise.
Sorry, take your time.
Sorry about that. So, yeah, so that's number one. Number two, my thoughts on the game. Any place, any time, anywhere we go, I think we'll score goals. So I think, we get a goal, get 2 goals. I think we're through regardless, to be honest. I think they're going to struggle to handle our attack. The Salah, Mane, Firmino front three. For me, the deadliest front three in world football right now. And yeah, I think they're just going to struggle. It's annoying that they got the 2 away goals, because it means that we probably we couldn't rest players. But yeah, no worries. I reckon we'll go through and we'll get a goal early on. And yeah, it'll be similar to the City game.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. I definitely feel like it's not even a question. We do have the most, I think, potent front three in the world. I think when we're fit and firing, those guys are really active and doing what they do up front, then we're really hard to stop. And that's what I keep bringing to Liverpool supporters' attention when you bring up Barcelona. We know how great Barcelona is, the history, the pedigree, but they aren't Liverpool. They don't press teams like we do. And Roma don't really face a team in Serie A like Liverpool. The closest may be Napoli, but even with that, they don't have as much pace and togetherness. I think with that attack. So speaking of the attack, Bobby Firmino signed a new contract, 5-year extension. I know you're happy about that. But let me ask you, do you take much? These days, players sign these contracts, and then certain teams come in, and next thing you know, the player is gone. Do you take much into these signings? I mean, it's hard not to be happy because it's Bobby and he's important to us. But how do you feel about that? Are you worried? Are you concerned that it may not last, or what's your feelings on that?
Well, my immediate response is, prior to him signing a new contract, he had a release clause in his original contract, which was something quite low, like 80 million, which now, you'd be furious. Can you imagine if Madrid put 80 million and stole Bobby off us, or maybe it was 89?
Oh, man.
That'd be horrible. So that's the first thing. I'm really happy about that. But yeah, you are right. I think nowadays players sign contracts. Look, do you remember Suarez? He signed a contract around Christmas, and then he still disappeared. Do you remember in the summer? So it doesn't mean loads, but I think it's a bit more reassurance for Liverpool fans that and it's a bit off-putting for other teams if they're going to go for him. He's going to cost them, I don't know, 140 mil, 150 mil. But yeah, if I was Bobby, I'd look around and think there's nowhere else better in the world for him to be right now. The false number 9 position for him to have someone like Salah and Mane alongside him. He's got no one challenging his position. Let's be honest, if he does have a bad game, it's not exactly Ings who's going to take him out. And he wasn't exactly a Brazilian prospect. If you look at your Jesus and your Coutinho's and your Neymar, we when we brought him, I remember when we brought him, it was like we missed out on Memphis Depay, and it was like, oh, they got Firmino. Who is he? He's a guy from Germany. And
Right.
You know what I mean? Just like we have with Salah, and we put so much faith in him. I feel like he thinks like he owes us too. Like we're like one big family, and I think he's looking at Liverpool like there's nowhere else he'd want to be. Yeah.
I love how you put that, man, and I definitely agree. That's why personally I'm not too worried. I think Firmino is obviously very different from, you reminded me of that Suarez situation, and even Coutinho. You know what I mean? I think Coutinho was one of those guys that you knew it was a matter of time that he was going to go ahead and leave us. He did that. I think a lot of us had some panic, to use the word of the day, when that happened. But you can see that we've kept fighting, man, and we've done things that I think even some of us as supporters didn't think we can do. And of course, people who, you know, are in support of the teams, pundits or whatever. So we're shocking the world, man. I love to use that from Muhammad Ali, man. We're doing it. We're shocking the world, and you know, may it continue. We got some comments in, and Adam says the no-look signing. You know, for me now, you gotta love him, man. He's just so cheap. Not only the no-look signing, but then he whistled the LA when he was walking out the room. So I mean, this guy is he loves playing at Liverpool. You can tell, and I think he'll see the contract out. I think he really enjoys his football here, and like you say, you know, under Klopp, it's the best kind of situation he can be in. So he'd be almost a fool to leave. He's never played at this level in his career, to my knowledge. You know what I mean? And so, you know, same for Mane and Salah. They you can tell under Klopp, players in general, but especially attacking players, they really seem to thrive. Yes, we need some more reinforcements. You look at the bench, and nothing really gives you that much confidence. But
100%.
You say that we're losing guys, and it's unfortunate because you talk about guys wanting to stay and wanting to play. And my favorite player, and people who watch the channel know this, on our team is Emery. It's hurting me that he hasn't committed his. I'm sure he got his reasons, but it's really hurt me that he hasn't committed to this team, especially the direction we're going and new players we're getting in. What are your feelings on Emery, him leaving? Do you feel like, if he wants to go, let him go? Are you going to miss him? Just give me some of your thoughts about Emery.
Okay. I'm really surprised Emery wants to go. I'm so surprised. When I look back in the past 15 years of losing some of our players, you look at Suarez, Coutinho, Alonso, Mascherano, Fernando Torres. They were players for me that they felt like they reached a level that we were no longer giving them. You know, they reached a level where they wanted to win titles and win European Cups, and we didn't have the wage capacity in some ways to keep them, and maybe we lacked the ambition that other clubs like Man United and Chelsea and, you know, they had because of financial. So Klopp, for me, has built a team where we're not a one-man team. You look at the season of Suarez, it was like, you know, he did look like he was head and shoulders better than almost everyone else, whether it's Salah, Firmino, Mane, they're all amazing talents. Now, Emre Can, for me, he's an amazing talent. And I look at him, I look at Keith, and I look at Ox, and I think, wow, you were all around 23. What could you guys be doing at 26, 27? And Emre Can being German, Klopp being German, the faith that we've put him in as a 10 million signing from, I think it was Bayern Leverkusen. I'm really surprised. I'm really surprised that because I don't think he is the best player in the team. I don't think he walks into Chelsea's midfield, City's midfield, Bayern Munich's midfield, Juventus's midfield. I generally don't. And I think if he had signed a contract, he'd be looking at captaincy. Now we've got Van Dijk. Now we've got Van Dijk. It's a bit different, maybe, but for me, Emre Can should have took the captaincy. Hendo, you know, slowly, you know, he's not doing the 6 role as well. I thought Emre Can was molded into an amazing player, but he seems to want to go. And why do I think he wants to go? I think maybe there's more reasons. There's cultural reasons, maybe the weather, maybe he's not settled in family and friends. When you look at the Liverpool team, there's little squads, you know, there's the English lads, the Milners, the Hendos, the Lallanas.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's the African Muslim kind of group, there's the Manes, the Salahs, there's the South Americans and Firminos and Morenos, and there was Coutinho. I sometimes wonder if Emre Can is maybe a bit lost in that part of the department too. Maybe he's not happy off the pitch because he cannot say we're not ambitious enough. We're in the Champions League final, touch wood. You know what I mean? Like, we are the challenge for the league. So it baffles me where he feels that we can't give him. It's not like, do you know what I mean? So I'm totally confused. I'm really confused, and I'm upset that we're gonna let him go away for free as well.
You ended it with the part that really gets me. That's the kicker. Free. I mean, call him world class, good, not that good, whatever. He's another body, another player that can help us. Let's be honest. And to let him go for free is, well, not let him go. That's just kind of what's happening. That's where it's going to. And I listened to some of the reasons you say, maybe because none of us know, so we're all just kind of searching.
Yeah.
But I think that's kind of, I mean, it looks to be that he gets on with the players and the team. And I mean, you got Carriers who's German, the coach is German. It's just weird, man. He's got some reasons. We can be up all day on here talking about it. I'm not really sure. But as much as I love Emery, I got to say the same thing I said about other guys, Sterling and Coutinho. If they don't want to be with Liverpool and kind of this project that Klopp is doing, then I prefer them just to go.
Yeah.
That sounds harsh, but we need guys that really want to play with this team, and that's all I really care about. That's whoever. If Salah wants to leave, I'd hate it, but I'd rather people be with us that want to be with us and challenge for these trophies. So, but yeah, I mean, it's almost here. It's a day away. I'm still pinching myself because Liverpool is just shocking everybody, doing things that none of us really thought they could do. Klopp is in his third-ish season, give or take, and this will be his third final. Knock on wood, of course, that we get past Roma. So it's big. It's big. It's big for Klopp. It's big for the city of Liverpool, and it's big for the fans. What are your feelings going into the game as far as just the safety there and or maybe lack thereof. We know about Rome. We know how they do. I mean, they fight and stab and kill their own fans in the Rome derby. So, I mean, what they can do to us is to me is quite frightening. I know a lot of people playing this role of, oh, if you know the score, you'll be fine. It's not that big a deal. Listen, man, I think it's a bigger deal than people are trying to let on. And again, I don't travel out there. I don't know. But I do pay attention to what goes on in European football with the fans off the pitch. And I know they can be really nasty, what they call pinching, the stabbing. Like I said, they do it to their own Italian, people. So I'm worried about that. And I know me and you spoke, and I know you're not traveling, and I'm thankful for that because, I wouldn't want you to have to come across anything like that. It would be nice to just go up there and watch a footy game. But these things that happen off the pitch, just give me some of your feelings of the safety. And if you think, guys will be okay traveling up there and then getting back home to their families.
Yeah, okay. I saw something online about it, and it was kind of saying the do's and don'ts for the fans. Apparently, there's a tunnel or a bridge right by the ground. That's meant to be a big don't go. The Rome local firms are meant to be drinking and waiting around there. Stay in big groups. Definitely stay in big groups. Don't walk away from the ground. So as soon as you get out, rally your lads up and get back in the van.
Good point.
The taxis, get straight back into the city centre. Don't try to save a bit of pennies by trying to hop on a bus. Stuff like that. Don't break away from your friends. If one of the lads goes to the toilet, wait outside. Smoking area, same thing. Just stay vigilant. And just look after yourself, really. I think there's not much more you can do. The fans that are going to go are going to go. And I like what you said. You said they do it to their own fans. So, you have to be very careful, I think. And if you do maybe hear something, they're going to try to rattle your cage about Hillsborough or whatever like that. But bite your tongue and say, you know what, lads, leave it, because you're really outnumbered. And also, the police, from what I've heard, the police aren't as good as the police are, say, here. They might be a bit more harsh, a bit more, even race-wise. I think we should have to be careful. Stay in groups, stay safe, stay vigilant, and in and out. Go to the ground, drink your beers, have fun, and then head back into the city centre where it will be safer.
Yeah, and let's be honest. I mean, are the police really going to be that much of a presence? If these people want to do things, they know ways of doing it. It's been happening for years, and not just in Italy, just in general. When you have these kind of hardcore, I guess you call them ultra fans, they make a way to do what they want to do. Unfortunately, it is what it is. But yeah, a lot of things you say, I totally agree, and hopefully, people take heed to that and are getting to the match in a way safely. That's one thing I'm really, really concerned about. But we move on. Give me some ways that you think Roma can hurt us, because to me, I feel like I was very, very shocked at the way that their manager set up, and that high line, and having those fullbacks or wingbacks, or whatever. I think they had a three at the back, trying to catch pace with Salah Mane was just a death sentence. I don't know why they did that, and he kept doing it to the end of the game. He didn't change anything. Now, I think most managers, if you want to look at a quote unquote blueprint from like Mourinho or other teams that were able to do things against us, I think one of the things you do is attack Lovren.
Yeah.
I thought for most parts of that game, Lovren was amazing. He really was. He had that one moment which we know Lovren can have.
Yeah.
Not gonna beat him. Not gonna beat him up for it though. I think again, it was shocking that they didn't really attack that zone. I think them getting that goal against us, the coach might sit back and say, let me try to do that a few more times with Dzeko. So is there anybody on that team really that you think can hurt us?
I think Dzeko again will be the danger man. I think set pieces, they've been poor for us. Just look back to our West Brom game 2 weeks ago. I think if they get set pieces going, Dzeko's going to be the danger man. And like what you said, Lovren has been really impressive. Trent as of recent. They are probably going to look at Trent and think, that side of defence, Trent and Lovren is probably the side that you're going to attack, like Rashford did and like Wilfred Zaha has done with Crystal Palace. Yeah, to be honest, I think that's it. But I think if we just play our game like we did, like you said, they play the high line. They're gonna have to play a high line. They're gonna have to attack, attack. Yep. Their best form of defense is gonna be attacking. There's no to it. We score one goal, it's stupidly game over. Like they played against Barcelona, they're gonna really go for it. And I was disappointed, not disappointed as a Liverpool fan, but I expected a lot more from their keeper. Alisson. Big name for Liverpool coming in. His name's ringing bells before the World Cup, and we destroyed him. We demolished him.
Yeah. So, I mean, that was kind of his like, I guess like I want to say interview. That was like that was him showing us what he possibly could bring to us. But again, that goes back to, I didn't mean to cut you off. That goes back to crediting Liverpool, because you could say we made him look that bad. Made the defense look that bad. It wasn't, you could say they had an off game, whatever. That's just another way to take away from the credit of Liverpool that neutral fans and other fans will try to throw out there and saying we had an easy way to the Champions League. Listen, you play who you got to play. We weren't supposed to be Porto. Porto was undefeated. Remember, at home, they were supposed to be so good. We damn sure weren't supposed to beat City, mashed them up. Now we're playing Roma, who did what they did to Barcelona. So listen, people can say what they want. I think especially the English fans of teams like Chelsea or Tottenham, they're very sour that they're not where we are right now. So we get that. That's all that's about. That's all that's about. So I've given up on even entertaining, other fans and what they have to say. You look at these different YouTube channels. A lot of Everton fans, of course, always have things to say on Twitter. And I just laugh, because we're in a place that everybody in England will want to be, and they're shocked that we are. So with that being said, I agree. Dzeko is one of those guys that can definitely give us a problem. I've never really rated him too high, even when he was at City. Sure, he's had some seasons where he's really good. He's not the fastest dude. He's like he's similar to any of the tall guys in the Premier League. Right now, maybe Crouch. Those kind of guys. Carroll. He'll get you if you allow him to on set pieces. But other than that, I'm not really concerned. Again, I think if our head is right, then we'll be fine. I think the assistant coach leaving is very, very odd to me. And I'm willing to believe that it's personal problems or issues or whatever, but still it seems really, really bad timing. Those guys are supposed to be, really, really tight. They've been managing together. Since 17?
17 years I've heard, they've been friends.
Yeah, so come on, man. That seems really, really strange and just bad timing. So I'm hoping that these little things aren't going to be something that really trouble the team. We've gone through things already, persevered through that. Players leaving, guys getting injured, all at bad times, and we've still been able to fight. So, I'm just hoping that it's not anything that's going to affect us going in.
Definitely.
Wrapping up the second tie. I think we pretty much talked to an extent to that. Back to the league. I think for me personally, and I'm usually the most optimistic of fans, but I feel like I'm a bit nervous now. Those two games, although around Champions Round game, the Stoke game, you got to win one of those. I'm glad we didn't lose them, but you know, we got Chelsea next, which is going to be a big game, and hopefully, you know, getting past Rome will allow us to kind of just breathe a little bit. But Chelsea and Brighton, I think, are the last two games, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
What are your feelings, your confidence levels of just wrapping up that top four? Because it's a shame that that's even something that we have to really worry about. But here we are, and I just want to get your take on that.
I'm like you said, I'm pissed off that we've dropped so many points. I think it shows, like what you touched on earlier. I think we've got one of the poorest. I say one of the poorest benches. Top teams in England. I think we've been unlucky with injuries. You know, you look at Lallana, Emre Can. These are players that if they were fully fit, they'd probably need Ox. So I think as of recent, we're demolishing teams on the weekdays, and then we're looking a bit rusty. Maybe you know, it'd be great if we could rest Mane and bring in a Zaha. You know what I mean? But instead,
oh man, I love that. I'd love that.
That's the kind of depth that you're looking at Man City, and then they're resting. You know, they're losing players, and they're bringing in Gundogan. So I think the issue at the moment is we've drawn to teams that we just shouldn't be drawing to really the last few games, and I think it's hard. It's hard for the players that are playing. They're half of their eyes, or they're thinking about the Champions League. Whether that's not going in for 100% 50-50 challenges, or not going the extra mile of running, and that's normal. I expect it, especially when we're not in a title challenge. It could be worse. My thoughts are that we deal with Roma, and after the Roma game, we're not in Europe. I'll touch wood to the final, so that'll be, you know, 3-4 weeks away. I think we can beat Chelsea. A draw would be good enough. I think if we get a draw, I think that's enough mathematically. They need to kind of win. They need to, So a draw would be good enough. Now you'd think that we can go there and go for it. Salah's obviously chasing that record. He needs one goal to break the record, which is phenomenal. A record that Suarez and Shearer and Ronaldo are on, 31. I think we can go there. We can we can win it. You know, you take a draw, but we can win it, and then end the home game. It's at home, like you said. You know, a nice, easy win. And book top four. It's not the way we wanted it. I reckon we're the second best team in England, and we'd be better if we were finishing second. And I think it's some of the silly draws. I look back to this season. I look back at Watford 3-3. I look back at Newcastle 1-1. Even the Harry Kane Tottenham penalty. They got 2 penalties. Remember, in the last 2 minutes.
Do I remember? Oh my God, that was ridiculous, man.
So a few draws, you turn them few draws into wins, and all of a sudden you are second. And I think next year, carry us starting from the back if that's what we go for. Van Dijk, obviously, you know, we will be looking a lot stronger. And I think, But back to your question, I reckon we're damn right favourites to get top four out of Tottenham, Liverpool, and Chelsea. And I think it'll be a big game, Chelsea. But I don't see us losing. Even if we do lose, we still should be okay as long as we get the final points in the last game. But I don't think we will, to be honest. I think we'll be all right. Goal difference. Yeah. Goal difference. They've got to score something like
that's the other thing, the goal difference I meant to touch on. That plays a big part too. So no, I'm confident in it as well. And speaking of how they were playing and guys maybe not being at 100% as far as like work ethic and not wanting to get injured or whatever, I think we're very probably lucky that Salah didn't get anything for that punch out. I don't know if you saw that. Now listen, I mean, we've had some rough ways to go with officials. I think we know that all season, and all teams do it. I want to make it a big deal, but you know, in the game before that, his international teammate Hagazi punches Ings on the ground, and there's nothing for that. So I think it would have been a shame for them to kind of retroactive say, okay, Salah's doing. And then I was kind of shocked because I feel like, let's be honest, Harry Kane is the golden boy of England.
Yes.
And I was kind of shocked that they didn't say, oh, you know what, we got to put Salah down so Kane can get the goals and, you know, we can affect Liverpool's place into. So I was a huge sigh of relief to see that we didn't get anything for that, because that would have been really, really bad.
Yeah.
So we dodged that. Let's see what some of the guys are saying in the comment section. A squad depth lacking after West Brom and Stoke. Yeah. A lot of good confidence in the comment section, guys saying some positive things.
Right.
But yeah, exciting times, and I feel like we can finish this off really good. But for right now, the first thing is this second half of the Italian job, and I think we'll go and do that. I can't wait. I wish it was today, man. Just I'm so ready for this game, man. I'm so ready. But at least today we'll see who we're playing. You know, we'll
Who
see
would
if
you
it'll be
rather?
Bayern, huh?
Who would you rather?
I've been going through that question in my head since the tie. I think both are really. I'll give you my answer is Bayern, and I say that because I think not because it's an easier draw or anything like that, but I feel like we know Klopp has played them in the Champions League before. Well, his team has. Bayern Munich has played Borussia Dortmund, and I think there was a Robin goal towards the end that knocked them out, and I
Yeah.
think Klopp would really want them to, for obvious reasons. German team, the best team in the Bundesliga, and kind of like a revenge story. You know what I mean? Like to get back at them. So I like Bayern, but Real Madrid again as well because this would be three times for them, and it'd be nice to kind of knock them off their perch, so to speak. And
Mhm.
I think both teams watching that first leg with them between Bayern and Real Madrid, I feel like we can rock with both of those teams. I really
Yeah.
do. I think we can. I think we can get at both of those teams. They're both really good, legendary, in this competition. But I don't really fear any team. I haven't feared any team since we got out of the group. To be honest, man. I mean, because we've been playing that well, and
Mhm.
they fill me with a lot of confidence. So let's end it with score prediction. Give me your score prediction in Italy.
I'm gonna go for 3-1 to Liverpool.
That's what my son said. Yeah, yeah. I think that's good. They might nick one off of some fluke shit or whatever, but I'm going 3-0, but 3-1. To me, as long as we have more than them, I don't care. And once we get 2 goals, I think we'll at least get two. Then the
Yeah.
tie is pretty much over. So
Yeah.
not too worried about that. But again, guys, whoever's listening, whoever's going to be there, please, 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 from James and us and me both, please be safe.
Yeah.
Please be smart. If you're there now or in and around Italy, whatever, maybe don't walk around with a huge liver bird on your shirt. Maybe not walking around, doing things to draw attention to you.
Mhm.
Enjoy yourself, but do it smartly, please. And hopefully, guys come back. And hopefully, I can't remember the guy. What's the guy that got attacked? Do you remember his name? The guy that
Uh,
was attacked.
no.
Yeah, I can't think of it. Well, whatever. Hopefully, speedy recovery for him, and definitely keeping his
Some,
family in prayer. I
Mhm.
can't think. It's like on the tip of my tongue, but I can't think of his name. But anyway,
He
hopefully
left.
he's good.
Yeah.
Hopefully he's good, and you know, this time tomorrow or maybe later, a little bit later, we'll be celebrating a victory. So
Yeah.
James, man, glad I reached out to you. Glad we got on, and
Thank you.
hopefully, if there's time, we can bring you back on after the game.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll be talking to you soon, man. Thanks again.
Well, thank you for having me.
All right, buddy.
Cool.